early. I don't think we need to wait. Are you ready, Zep?
Streaming's ready, and the time is going to be ready soon, so you can start, please.
Okay. Then I want to start, of course, by, oh my God, the dashboard. So much action happening in Params. I want to praise Mitch, Marco, Nuggin, Lauren, Mount Manu, Vitor, YGG, Sam, Nuggin, Fabio, Pedro, and for all the work they put into making the dashboard happen. And then, of course, I got to praise Lauren, Mitch, Nuggin, Zepti, Chewy, and Wonka, and myself for awesome Param party hosting and getting out to all the external groups. Extra special praise to Chewy for managing all the work around the calendar and finding external parties that we could go do the Param parties at. I want to give for sure super praise to Mitch and Lauren, who are rocking it as DJs with the bots. Major praise there. Always want to praise Tam for the awesome organizational work. Another great retroactive session. Just love our sprints. They're so good. They're so rewarding and always bring out so much. And I'll pass it to Wonka, who got a major praise for the revival and gravity.
Thanks, Steve. Yeah, I would like to for all the work in common.
Hey, Alan TV.
Alan, yeah, you are.
Alan TV, would you mind muting?
Alan TV, can you mute, Alan?
Yeah, I would like to praise Chewy for the work he's doing leading comms. Durgadas for his mentorship in spirituality. Mitch for coming to Colombia in some days, and yeah, we'll have fun. Livia, because she's someone I get so much inspired, and I am really happy that she will be hosting next week's Graviton training. I would like to praise Acid Laser for the rad designs that he's doing. And I would like to praise Griff and Tam also for the great feedback given yesterday in Gravity. And yeah, I hope always to continue to. And I will pass to Nate.
Thanks, Wonka. Yes, I will praise Edu for all the work in Communitas and organizing a bunch of different initiatives around onboarding and new community members. I want to praise Acid Laser for all the design work that you've done with the POAPs. It's an amazing job. I want to praise Chewy for the work in comms around the team and developing the DAO. I want to praise Tam for always being there and organizing everyone and making sure everybody stays on point. I want to praise the entire Params team, Mitch, Lauren, Griff, Nuggin, Chewy, everybody who's contributed, Manu, to the Param parties. And I will pass it over to Livy.
Thank you. I want to praise Juanca for putting the role of active gravitons in the sidebar and server so people can have easier access to gravity support. Praise Mitch for being such a welcoming host and amazing adventure buddy. Praise Pedro for working on the quadratic choice voting as not for how much love he's putting into onboarding people. Praise Katarina and Acid Laser for the progress on the decision-making infographics. Praise Kelsey for the directions she brought to the case studies. Ryder, Mateo, Christopher, Mitch, Nuggin, IV, Chewy's, Optimus, and myself for joining the reward system community, and all the Params party hosts for hosting amazing parties that are super informative and fun. And I pass to Lauren.
Hi, everyone. I'm not that prepared with praise, but I can improv it. I would like for organizing the schedule for Params parties and for making games happen and give it. Guys, it's so fun. You should all come. For this every Thursday. I want to praise Pythagorean for jumping into my Param party and then jumping into Stewards Call and then jumping in all over the place and just like applying for the trusted seed. And like, I think you're so cool. And I'm so glad you're in this community. I want to praise Griff for hosting great Param parties and collaborating on ways and Zeppi, Nuggin, Mitch, Chewy, Wonka, Griff, for hosting these Params parties as well. And I want to praise Tam for leading the Stewards Retro today and just like making things so organized and nice. And we really get through a lot in an hour. And I had a really great time joining today. And I'll pass it to Mitch.
You got me typing mid-praise like a madman. Okay, we'll do half of this on the fly. I'd like to praise Tam for always just keeping sprints organized and things moving and keeping everybody aligned and on track. I'd like to praise Libby for coming down to visit and going on some sweet adventures. I'd like to praise Acid Laser for always just like amazing graphic designs. I'd like to praise Griff, Lauren, Nuggin, Juanca, myself, Zepti, and Chewy for hosting Param parties. I'd like to praise Vitor, Fabio, Pedro, Nuggin for their active development on the dashboard. And I want to blanket praise like the whole reward system crew. I mean, just like crazy, all the idea generation going on there, and I'm really excited where that's going to go. And I won't waste your time with me just trying to pull stuff out of thin air, so I'll write it down in the channel, and I will pass it on to Alan TV.
Hello, hi everyone. I'm Alan. I'm just gonna praise to IC Laser for introducing me to this great community. I'm a little nervous to be honest, but excited too. I got high hopes for this community, so that's it, I think. Thanks again, and I pass to Casale.
Hey yo, I just joined and I don't know what's going on. What's going on?
It's a praise round.
Yeah,
Sorry?
so I'll pass it to someone else for you, but it'll come back to you. And basically, it's like if there's anyone this week that you can think of that did good work in the TEC, you can shout their praises. But you'll get the hang of it once we pass it around a little bit. I'll throw it to Chewy to model.
Thank you, Griff. Okay, let's see if I can make it on time. David for his help and insights in the comms working group. I'd also like to praise Gideon for his kick-ass Medium article in the TEC. Gabby for working hard in listing gardens in Deep DAO. Juanca for his last Graviton training session. Mateo for going back safely to Colombia. Libby for all the leadership she assumes in the TEC. Arvind, Lalo Crypto, Angie Berry, Casal, and Miguel B for getting closer to the comms working group. Mitch, Lauren, Juanca, Septi, and Griff for hosting all those Params parties. Acid Laser and Katarina for leading the much-needed design efforts in the TEC. And Ivy for taking the most deserved vacations in DAO history. So double praise to Ivy for that, and I'll pass it to David.
David,
can you hear me?
muted. There you go.
Hey, folks. Yeah, thanks.
There we
I
go.
just had some computer glitches there. Totally unprepared, so this is going to be lame. But I want to praise Acid Laser for attending. Praise Alan TV. Praise Angie Berry. Praise Casal. Praise Chewy Garcia. Praise Edu, Griff, John Jonas, Wonk Bell, Lauren, Livia, Mitch, Nate Suits, Pythagorean, Raider, and Tam 2140, Hickster, and Zeptimus. Praise you folks all for coming out to the meeting today and taking the time to show some love to the TEC. I want to also praise all the programmers and token engineers that we don't talk to and never hear from very much because they're doing the real work. So thanks. I'll pass it over to, how about John Jonas?
Thank you, David. And hello, everyone. I'm new here. And I want to praise Acid Laser for showing me this amazing community. I'm super excited, and I can't wait to learn more about this. And I pass it to Acid Laser.
Thanks, John, and welcome. I want to praise Septi, Mitch, Lauren, Griff, and Juanca, and Chewy, and anyone, and I don't know who's left, for their commitment hosting the Param parties and their help with the new POP organization. Chewy for being on fire at onboarding new creative contributors, and Durgadas for the new comms beyond infographics that we are working on. Ivy Serum on Manu for their contribution at comms, and special praise to Ivy that he's on her vacation and she's still at Discord all day. And I pass it to Edu.
Thank you, Laser. I want to praise Laser actually for jumping into the Communitas working group and helping us with the graphics and everything else, and always being available for everything that we tend to need. I want to dish praise to Angie Berry, AJDJ, Bid Nayade, Casale, Cesar, Chewy, Durgaras, Lutzar, Michael Keating, Nate Sweets, Pythagoran, Rogue, Roslive, Super Freak, Tam, Tixter, and Sexstar for joining the orientation call and for taking 1 hour of their time to listen to me talking sometimes nonsense. So thank you so much for joining and for participating and engaging. I want to dish a special praise also to Pythagorean and to Roslife who joined our Steward call yesterday also. Thank you for trying to keep me on the loop. And final praise to Lauren for always sending gift while we are on calls. It's always fun. So I want to pass it on to Nate. Oh, Nate already went. I don't know. Nate.
Pass it to Tixter.
No, good.
Did you say Tixter? Oh yeah, that would be me. Hang on a second.
Yeah, we hear you.
Hey everyone, I'm kind of new here. I just wanted to praise Chuy. I met him at a crypto meetup last week, and we were talking about some things here in DAO. So I'd like to shout out him and everyone else. Hi. I don't know what to say. I'm just new.
Nice. Thanks, Tixter. And make sure you find that mute button. We had trouble getting you muted before. And I can pass it to Tam.
Yeah, so I'd like to praise Alan TV, Casal, and Tixter for being new and nervous and making it here today. Angela for all the support and love she shows to the TEC and for bringing us such positive feedback from so many other token engineering projects in our ecosystem. Gideon for listing all the reasons he was compelled to exclusively focus his attention on the TEC in such a well-worded article now on the TEC Medium channel. Owaki for the Twitter thread on how we can fund public goods by transcending the differences between individualism and collectivism and the inclusion of the TEC in the public good DAO slide. Taxel for your storytelling mastery, taking on narrative for our ABC, No Easy Feats. All the TEC stewards, Livia Griff, YGG, Eduardo, Nate, Chewy, Zeph, Sevno, Mitch, Ivy, Lonka, and myself for all the love and sweat we put in day after day, week after week, month after month, and the rest will have to go in the praise channel. I'll pass back to you, Griff.
Cool. Let's throw it over to Angie Berry. Do you have the hang of praise?
Yeah, actually, Chewy explained me earlier how it works, so I'd like to praise him for that and explaining how this community works. I also want to praise everyone for being here and giving us your time. And well, I'm still new here, so I'm excited to know more about this and getting to meet everyone else.
Nice. And how about Casale? Casale.eth. What do you think?
I want to praise also Chewy because he's been like, I don't know what's the word, but like he's been explaining to me a lot of stuff that I haven't understood in the past, and I want to praise Edu because he's also been open about introducing stuff. So yeah.
Great. And I'll pass it for you. Let's throw it over to Zeptimus.
Yeah, thanks, Griff. Yeah, I want to dish praise to Griff for the reach out on Hatches. Want to dish praise to Nate for the coordinating on the boardroom. Want to dish praise to Lauren for the metrics for a good Param party. Want One of these praise to Tam for the amazing retro and helping so much with the recordings. One of these praise to Mitch, dude, you are everywhere. And snapshots leading the Params, parting coordination, distributions, pubs tracking, reward system. Like, dude, you're everywhere. One of these praise to the Twitter crew, Ivy, Chui, Zero, Acid Laser. For being so fast distributing, the comms we need to do. A special prize to Acid Laser for all the designs on the POAPs and everywhere on the TC. I want to give praise to Mon Mano for sharing the DeFi audit design. It's going to be very helpful and I will end up my praise in the channel. I'll pass it to, I don't know, I'll pass it to you, Griff.
It's getting down there. Let's throw it to Ryder.
Great. I'd like to start by praising Angel for coming on screen and doing what was probably their first praise. And any other newbies who are chiming in, I think it can be a little intimidating with the veterans burning off their praise. And I'd like to hear sometime how y'all do it. If you have like a list, or if you're looking at the channel. I'm a little confused if praise is here is an isolation of the channel, or like if you do it here, then do I have to go remember to put it in praise? And so it's a little bit anxiety inducing, but also really here at the TEC, it's like very positive, supportive environment. And so I praise the inventors of praise, which are probably lots of people that just like keep the spirit and energy up here in the Commons. And I'll pass it to you, Griff, because I don't know who hasn't gone either. No, I don't know.
It's getting tough. Pythagorean.
Hola. Thank you so much. I'll start by praising Griff for an awesome Layer Zero interview. So good, and an attractor for me being here now. Tam, you're the first person I spoke with here, so just praise to you for being welcoming, and Lauren for the awesome fun Param party. That was awesome. Edu for the orientation call. Mitch for being a fun player I think was that the Giveth one. So yeah, just really grateful for everybody here, and thank you so much. Who wants to go?
I'll pass it for you. You came to games. That's so cool, man. I'll pass it to. This is a fun one. Greasy. We'll just call you Greasy. Do you want to dish some praise? I guess
like
Greasy.
a Trailer Park Boys reference.
Oh, Greasy, come on, unmute. Tell us who you like here. Okay, then I'll pass it to Doms. Doms, do you have any praise to dish? Oh, the last two, no dice, huh? Okay, I think that's it, right? I don't think I missed anyone. Yeah, last checks. I think we got everyone. So let's get this party started.
Sorry, guys. Can you hear me?
Oh, there it is. Yeah,
Hey.
come on in.
I was having some technical difficulties there. Apologize for
I'm
that.
glad you could come. I'm
yeah,
glad to have
yeah.
you here, Gracie.
I also would like to apologize for the somewhat vulgar handle. I was in a kind of a joking mood the day that I created my Discord, and I was also watching Trailer Park Boys, so I don't know if anybody is a Trailer Park Boys fan.
I called it.
As a reference to that. So, but yeah, this is definitely my very, very, very first interaction with the community here. I have absolutely no idea what to expect. I would like to, I guess, in the spirit of the praises, give it back to you, Griff. I was really inspired by your interview on Layer Zero. Seems like a really great opportunity to engage with the fundamental tokenomic theory and basically have an impact on the future of the way the world's going to work. And I'm just here to learn more and just get a feel for what's going on. What I'm missing out on. I don't want to miss out. But yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Greasy, and thanks for the laughs. It's great. I think Dom's is having some back and forth technical issues, so we'll just carry on with community call number 57. Thank you, Ryder, for the great question. Actually, our hero and everyone's hero in the TEC, Ivy, actually will listen to every call and transcribe the praise and put it in the praise channel for us. How amazing is that, right? It's so sweet and such an effort. So you don't have to, if you dish praise verbally here, you don't have to repeat it in the channel. But you can praise all the time. That's the great thing. You don't have to let your praise build up till Thursday. There's a safety relief valve. It's called the Discord, and you can dish praise in any channel. If you don't feel like dishing praise and making it really explicit in one of the other channels, there's a praise channel specifically for this. So jump on in, and you can dish praise anytime you want. I want to spend a second on this one because we had a hatch already. There's so many new people here, but just for a little bit of backdrop, we already collectively we already did a little bit of collaborative economics to design a hatch where we raised 1.5 million wrapped XDAI. And the hatch was this magical mixture of rewarding people who contributed capital, who contributed labor, and who have expertise, so that we could bootstrap this community with some with everything that we need, right? Workers, money, and expertise. And the hatch kind of did that. So we raised 1.5 million wrapped XDAI and minted 2 million tokens. And now that's what we're using as the base to design the future of the TEC's economy, which I'm sure many of you are starting to participate in. Also, we are stronger together because of gravity. You feel these high vibes. This isn't magic. There's a lot of work, and the gravitons are the behind the scene magic workers that are always here to help repair any kind of small micro conflicts that might arise or big conflicts that arise. But they need your help. We practice mutual monitoring. If anyone sees any kind of awkwardness between two people or a relationship that could just use a little pick-me-up, or just something wrong that they don't feel like interacting themselves to solve the problem, Gravity is here to serve you. So you can DM any of the active gravitons in Discord. On the right, there is a list of active gravitons. If you see a relationship in the TEC that could be better, feel free to just DM them and give them a heads up. And they will do behind-the-scenes magic work. It will be completely anonymous. Just help us keep those lovey-dovey vibes. And if you really want to go all out, help us by filling out a gravity form. If you don't want to... If you don't want to DM someone, there's a type form that you can fill out also. Another thing that keeps us really easy going, and because we're such a flat organization, the way to stay flat and still communicate properly about decisions that we're all making is the advice process. The advice process is simple. Before making any decisions that will affect lots of people, go ask the people who will be affected by the decision, and ask people who you think might have expertise on the topic. Ask both of those groups their opinions on the decision before making the decision. Very important to say before making the decision. And then everything just goes so much smoothly. You're going to get conflicting opinions. It's okay. You just end up having to pick one, and then you know why you picked it, and you're very well informed, and you can explain to people why you had to go a different route than what they advised. It's just advice. Okay, so with that, I also like to add this little section to talk about why we're here and how we're doing things. Today I'm going to read off the values. Our values in the TEC, and there's a link to mission, vision, and values, which was also collaboratively decided upon. Our values are that we operate from a pro-social, human-centered perspective and prioritize the advancement of token engineering over short-term profits. Integrity, curiosity, constructive inquiry, presence, and gratitude are foundational for maintaining mutual respect within our growing community. We encourage our members to be radically open source, non-hierarchical, transparent in their intentions, and accountable for their actions. This is how we do things here, and we're very happy to have you join in the fun. So with that, I'll pass it to the Steward of Stewards, Tam, to take it away for the working group section.
Cool. So this is the end of Sprint 21. And rather than have the timeline today, I thought I would highlight some of the key dates for the Commons upgrade. This is all in the forum post by Livia on the forum. But, you know, I wanted to be front and center and clear for everyone on this community call today. So as you know, all of the Params parties are on the calendar. Many of you have already gone to them. If you haven't, what are you waiting for? There's one tonight. And they will be learning and proposing until the 18th. And then we're going to start debating and voting on them. So yeah, I would encourage everyone to start getting involved with that. The runoff votes is still targeted for December 7th to 13th. And then not long after that, we'd be actually able to perform the Commons upgrade with the parameter set that was voted in by this community right here. There's a link here to the sprint board, and if you click on it, it will still be filled with last sprint's sprint, but tomorrow we will start our sprint planning, and everyone is invited to join. You're also invited to hop onto the sprint board and open new issues if you think you want to do something to contribute to the community. On the top right of this slide is all of the Stewards working groups meetings. There's a lot. They're all in our calendar, but sprint planning happens every other Friday. The retrospective and the Stewards councils alternate every Thursday, and then our weekly is every Wednesday. And now I'm going to share my screen for the rest. Here we go. Okay, so on the next slide, you know, we had our retrospective. It's kind of important for just to highlight for anyone who's not familiar with the Scrum framework. Scrum is really founded on empiricism and lean thinking. So understanding what happened and reflecting on what we can do better, what worked, what didn't work, and of course, like reducing waste, like getting rid of things and focusing on the essentials. So that's why we have a 2-week cadence, and we're constantly checking our priorities and reprioritizing the things that are important in the context of the what's happening now. This is a zoom out of all the retrospectives we've done so far. And if we zoom in on this last one where Griff is lingering, that's nice. We had so much going well. And really one of the highlights is the Param parties are excellent. People are loving the Param parties, and it is such an important vehicle to bring new people into our community and to help raise awareness of token engineering and the token engineering commons community. We did realize in this that very simple oversight is we don't have a tweet feed on our Discord, and Metaverde was cool enough to sort of bring that up today. So that's the simple action that we'll be taking into our next sprint. So what's on the Stewards' minds this week? The Stewards' weekly agenda is also open and available to anyone to read. You know, there was we looked at the, I'm going to open the link to Boardroom instead of the snapshot proposal, but this initial buy looks like it's passing. So it looks like the DAO will be acquiring 250K worth of wrapped XDAI of its own tokens at the time when the augmented bonding curve is initialized. So that's super cool. A lot of voters, which is really amazing too. Nice participation in this. We also looked at, for anyone who didn't hear last week, we were one of the winners of the Optimism Retroactive Public Good Funding. And then we realized we have a bunch of documentation to do in order to receive these funds. I'd like everyone to stop for a moment and praise Chewy for volunteering to take on that documentation so that we will actually receive the funds because it is kind of complicated. So just take a moment to praise Chewy on that. So that got worked out in our Stewards Council, our Stewards Weekly. And then there is some discussion around how do we make the Param party even better. So Griff and a few other people put together some of the learnings from the past Params parties to make them even better next time. We got so much love on Twitter. I want to say, probably it's worth mentioning, there's one thing you can do today to help the TEC, and that is retweet or tag Token Engineering Commons in tweets. And I'm going to share 3 really cool tweets with you today. One is Gideon, who's a hatcher and a very active contributor in the TEC. He's contributing in many different fronts. He's contributing a lot, especially to Communitas. He penned a document for strategic partnerships. He's really active in many different places. He posted this, an article he wrote up about why Token Engineering Commons. He's been looking for many different DAOs and has done onboarding in many different DAOs and has decided to focus on TEC, and he shares why. I think it's coming up. Oh, if it doesn't come up on his blog, we've also moved it to Token Engineering Commons. Oh, cool, he's voted here. So that's very cool. Also, Awaki of Gitcoin shared this very, I don't know, it's like a talk on Twitter. I don't know what to make of it. It's like a total deck that I think he's giving a talk, but then he gave his talk in a Twitter thread. So this is very, bundled together. And looking through it, we see that he has a slide where he talks about the DAOs that have an impact in public goods. And TE Commons is really literally front and center. So that was very cool to see as well. And then it would be negligent of me to not share that Common Stack pulled out some of the highlights of Griff's talk with Layer Zero and are sharing it as like the never heard before story. So that's another tweet that I think is really interesting for everyone in this community call. Also, I want to say, in the orientation call, a lot of people ask how they can get more involved or learn more about token engineering. There is one of the greatest places. It's a course called Introduction to Token Engineering, and it's hosted by TE Academy. Now, you missed today's. If you didn't have a chance to sign up for the one that happened today, you still have a chance to sign up for the one that's going to happen in December. It is free and open to anyone. All you have to do is sign up, and you'll be able to hop on that Zoom call with the Token Engineering Academy. And I guess the last thing I want to say is, the high level what's going on in the TEC is done every week by Mount Manu. He provides a really great, quick read for anyone that is, very busy and just wants to scan their emails for this. So this is really a big highlight of the week for me to read too. And with that, I'll pass to Juan Carlos and the Gravity Working Group.
Thanks, Tam. As Griff mentioned, one of the new things in Gravity is that we will be having the people who are the active Gravitons and that are online in the side of the screen, so that any of you can have easy access. Right now, there are only 4 because I am asking one by one of the Gravitons who want to appear in this list. But I think this is also something that we can continue reproducing in other servers, to have the active Gravitons in each server. And that way we can continue decentralizing conflict management and easy access to these tools. So we are on the starting. Next week, we will have the 9th session of our Graviton training. So we are reaching the end of this training, but we have learned a lot. I think this has been a great training. And looking forward to have a new training next year. The next session will be Livy, and she will be talking about culture and the learning of the application of Ostrom's principles. And the call to action for today is that after this call, we will be having a book club in the DAO Book Club server about nonviolent communication, and this is super interesting. Today's chapter is about how to receive empathically. Not only is the way we communicate and express ourselves, but also the way we listen and give empathy to others. So you are all invited to join after this call in the DAO Book Club server. And also, I have 2 updates. One is that we are using SendHub to coordinate, and the registry of the cases that we manage in Gravity. And the other update is that we just created a multisig, but we still need to decide who are going to be the custodians of that multisig. But that means that in short time we will also have a Gitcoin grant to continue looking to be sustainable, a sustainable project. So yeah, that's my update for this week. And also join the TEC lounges on Fridays, 1 hour before the T labs. It's a good space just to have fun. I will pass to Common Swarm.
Thanks, Wonka. Yes, so the Common Swarm, we meet every week on Monday, actually in the One Hive channel, because it's in partnership with One Hive. The Common Swarm and Garden Swarm are working on lots of great stuff to make all that stuff that you're parameterizing right now. Someone's got to dev it, right? We got to actually build these smart contracts so we can put those parameters somewhere. We do this through a few different projects. The first one is EVM CRISPR, which is super cool. It allows us to do really complex Aragon votes and actually we've been improving it as we go. And so there was a decent amount of work put there. Also, I want to show off something that maybe you guys haven't seen, which is the TEC convert. So this is what the bonding curve will actually look like when you get to, I mean, this is on Rinkeby, and there's a few, it's obviously not done yet. But yeah, so you can actually, if you want to try it out and actually interact with the bonding curve, you just have to switch your network to Rinkeby. And I think anyone who's in the trusted seed, I think, has some test honey that this actually works with. But you can see what it's like to buy or sell into the bonding curve. And so that's super cool. But I'll keep going. Also, we are, man, that 80-20 rule is real. We have one issue left that's sticking us on finishing the augmented bonding curve smart contract audit. It's like very important that we get it right. It's like, when do you buy and sell, but actually make the smart contract calls to burn the token, and getting that in the right place. That's what Sem has been working on this week, because there's some questions on whether or not it should be before or after another action. To make sure all the math is right. And major praise to Fabri and Gabby for their work in the Garden Swarm to make the Gardens front end work with wrapped XDAI instead of the native token, which made some major progress this week as well. And with that, I'll pass it to Olivia for SoftGov. Hi, Olivia.
Thank you. Let me share my screen. So we meet every Tuesday at 1 p.m. EST. I don't even know if those 2 times are right yet, but the calendar won't lie to you. And the updates in the reward system is that we got a board. Okay, I got the name change. This was Mitch. You see? Reward committee. Reward board. Reward board. So we have a reward board now. It's just so like it's a tongue twister. You can't really say it, but okay. The population reward system decided for that. And thanks Nugget for this meme. And then another meme that Viva did that it's very can you stop? That's very informative is praising people for attending meetings. Not the greatest idea, but praising people for the ideas they demonstrate and the ideas they have in a meeting, and let a bot calculate some cred for all of the people attending the meetings. That sounds better. So since we are developing that and it will be ready really soon, we should already get in the hang of it. So we are still praising people for coming to meetings because we don't have that bot ready yet. But start praising people for what they brought to the meeting, like not just for showing up. Try to be more perceptive of like, oh, that person contributed with this thing. They brought this idea. They showed up in this way. They talked to people in I don't know, expanding the way we see people's contributions. And then just on the reward board, we have a team, and that's really exciting because there's so much to be done. So here are some of the tasks that this board will have. So managing funds, setting up source cred parameters, distributing the rewards, creating proposals to the rewards DAO, posting the analytics data report, and so many other things. So we got Ryder, Mateo, Christopher, Nugget, Mitch, ViViV, Chewy, Zaptimus, and I working on various of these tasks. And then here you can see a list of what people are doing, what they're interested in, and what they're going to be collaborating with. It's a lot of work, but it's really exciting. And the initial buy-in proposal temp updated us already, but just to say that next step is to propose the multi-sig sets. So that will happen probably tomorrow. And just a good practice for Snapshot, anyone here can make a proposal, anyone that has TECH. So when you come here, let's try to write a TLDR. Oh, my internet is a little slow. But just try to write a TLDR in the description. So even if people don't read the full proposal in the forum, they know exactly what they're voting for and they know when they need to look for more information. So we just keep this as a good practice. And updates on quadratic ranked choice voting. So Pedro prepared the code for it and already tested, and it works. So he submitted a request for Snapshot Labs for them to accept our strategy. So if that happens soon enough, we can already use that for the runoff votes for the Commons upgrade. So that's going very smoothly. Major praise to Pedro for that. And that's it. That's it for SoftGov, and come to Graviton training next week, and we'll be getting a little bit into Ostrom's principles, especially conflict resolution mechanisms, and having some fun activities for everyone to participate. And I'll pass to Communitas, Edu.
Thank you, Levi. First of all, thank you especially to the new members who are here today. It warms my soul and my heart to see you all here engaging with us in the community call. It's so nice to see the community growing. So Communitas working group, we basically have 3 main meetings. The first meeting, it's a weekly sync that happens on Monday, 6 p.m. CET. Then we have the orientation that I have seen some of you there. It happens on Wednesdays, 6 p.m. CET. And finally, as also Juanca mentioned and invited you, is a TEC Lounge, which is on Fridays, 5 p.m. TEC Lounge, it's a space, it's a safe space for everyone. And I will actually make the effort to invite everyone else that is not a guy, because all the time there's a bunch of us guys just talking there. So I will invite women, anyone else who wants to join this call. We are inclusive. We want to see more people to engage also there. It will be really nice to have different kind of conversations also going on the TEC Lounge. Then on the side of updates, we are going to launch hopefully next week we're going to present next week the new first part of the onboarding journey. So it will be smoother for everyone. And hopefully MS will be here. He is one of the contributors for the Communitas working group, and he has been stewarding this process of designing this incorporation or change of the onboarding journey for us. The second big news, we have 1,200 members on the Discord now. We passed the 1K. So thanks everyone for being part of that process. We finished the outreach to hatchers, to Params parties, and it was really nice. Major praise to Jean and Tam who helped to accomplish this. Just in the screenshot down below, it's a little bit of what people commented, just to feel good to ourselves for what we have done. I think it's amazing to see people engaging with the Params parties and seeing it from another perspective and something so technical like Params tends to be. Also, on the last community call, Communitas call, Durgaras and Acid Laser proposed to design a bigger picture. As Stan mentioned in the call, a bigger picture means how do we see the community as a whole and how we can sort of keep track and sort of incentivize the community, how we can keep this community moving. So we are going to design this this bigger picture kind of diagram, and Durgaras and Laser are on it, as long as MS. And here it's a little bit of the example that Durgaras gave us to use as a starting point for it. And we had another successful orientation call this week. On your right, you will see the people who joined this call, who I praised them before in the praise session. And it was really nice to see a lot of you being interested on token economics. We even had Roslife, who he wants to get closer to marginalized Black communities to blockchain. So we are starting to expand the range, and we are trying at the same time to strengthen the bonds of our community. So if you want to be involved, if you want to learn more about community building, come to our calls. We will be more than happy to have you there. And I think this is pretty much all for Communitas. And I will pass it on to Shabnam for Omega.
Hello, I made it. So, Working Group Omega has, I think, is hitting this sweet spot where the topics are just emerging. It's really fun, and we also have now started to meet weekly every Wednesday, 2 p.m. EST, 8 p.m. CT. Now, the two initiatives that we have is one
Shabnam,
who owns...
Try sharing your screen one more time. It's not popping up.
Okay. So maybe, wait, maybe you can share. It's just...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can share.
It's not... Yeah, it's not showing. I'll just need the main slide. You don't need to move anywhere. Is it showing? I can't see it either.
Yep,
But I'm just going
it's going now.
to over.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically those two initiatives that we wanted to have is one on consilienting, really synthesizing this vast and diverse knowledge that we have, and also appreciating diverse backgrounds that we bring, diverse perspectives. And from that, we wanted the TE ethics, ethos of token engineering emerge. That is happening, and it's always delightful. So one of those new ethical principles we discovered, there are 3 more, you can check it out in the links, is really beware of social engineering. So if you're curious about what that means, you can look it up in the link and also join the sessions. The consilience library is moving on. We're using Notion for structuring basically all of the wisdom of the cryptoeconomics flower, and want to also test a little bit with the tooling that we have in Token Engineering Commons, already some sort of curation, have fun with that. In Token Engineering Ethics, literally sessions emerge, and guess who is the session machine? I think Durgadas really deserves a special mention, although everyone is really picking up. Next working group call, next Wednesday. It's really a really good one. It's exploration on common language, and that basically really started from a situation of community that is bilingual, English and Spanish, and they wanted to, just try it. And then literally out of that, it came out that it's not just about translating words, right? It's really about translating meaning making. So these are the things that we care about in Omega. These are the things that we want to make more accessible, so people, participants, as well as token engineers have more complexity tolerance, as we say. So next week is going to be about languages, informed participation, hosting multiple worldviews in token economies, and nicely those languages is really the mystic, the poem, the storytelling, but also the mathematics, the precise language of the universe, and solidity. But that's what makes this environment so special, right? These are a language that executes, which is going to be more powerful than any political rhetoric. So join, come in, and ask a question, and we get going. And with that, we can move to Tech Labs.
Yeah. Thank you, Shebnan. I'll take it for Sean because I don't see Sean here. But man, there's so many other, Param parties are a great intro to token engineering if you want to dive in. But if you want to get deeper, I really suggest jumping into the labs. There's so many opportunities. And there's a lot of groups that are focused on reward system right now. Fridays at 9 a.m. West Coast time is the reward systems research, and that's I believe that's in this call. And actually, starting next week, so tomorrow it's still reward system research, and next week it turns into a Solidity study group. So that will be really fun. The Praise Evolution Task Force happens on Thursdays. It just happened in the TEC Discord. And the Governance Rewards Research also happens. I think that happens that happens in the TE Discord, right, Livia?
The TE Academy group will start on Zoom for the people who signed up for it next Tuesday.
Thank you. So yeah, sign up. And then there's a DAO to DAO models workshops that they're focused on the proposal inverter, which is a way to make one proposal and then request it from multiple DAOs, try to bring more DAO to DAO collaboration. That happens in Prime DAO. The token in the Token Engineering Academy Discord, the TE Discord, they do Token Spice development, which is a simulation software that's focused specifically on designing token systems. And then there's a couple of office hours sections with block science and long tail finance, where you can wax philosophically about token engineering and how it's going to change the world. So with that, I'll pass it to Comms to take it away. Chewy.
Thank you, Griff. So in Comms, we meet every Tuesday. If you want to join some of our communication efforts, please attend this call. And for today's updates, this sample Alvin is going to be with me. So what are we doing? We are in Params party season. And we are going to be promoting these that are going to happen in the TEC server, as well as other friendly communities. So if you want to keep up with that, check our Twitter. And we are also looking for a lot of creatives. We're doing a lot of onboarding. So if you're a project manager, if you have any experience in ad agencies with graphic design, social media management, shoot us a message. We have a lot of stuff to do. We're putting together Team, which is the Token Engineering Amplify Messengers. We're going to be providing communication services for token engineering related projects. So if you like all of the updates that you saw today and you would like to help advanced token engineering, please get close to Comms. We have a lot of stuff to do. And with that, I'll pass it to Septi in transparency.
Thanks, Chewy. On transparency, we meet every 2 weeks on Monday. Actually, this was wrong. It's 5 p.m. CT. We changed the schedule, which is awesome. Like this week, Ryder and Manu join us. And maybe go to the next slide. Basically, we finalized the offboarding for credentials. It's already on the forum post. So it would be super cool. Like actually, this is a pretty simple process me and Ivy came up with, and if you guys can just give it a read, like if you like it, maybe some feedback. But it's a pretty simple process and very straightforward. We were also actually, if someone have how to use Dune Analytics, it would be so cool if you could join the transparency working group. We were having a call today with Manu and Raider, and we were just playing with it a bit, but it's more complex than we expected. So if someone have some experience, like we are going to see some videos and stuff, but if someone with experience come, it would be super helpful and fun. That's it. Like Ivy is working on Medium and YouTube analytics, but it's not ready yet. So I'll pass it to Legal.
I'll take it for Santi. There isn't a whole lot going on in legal right now, just crossing the T's, dotting the I's for the terms and conditions for the ABC. But we actually were working with Sean, who has been awesome and managing all of our legal expertise. But he just got hired by F2 Pool to do all of their legal stuff and is swamped, and he can't really handle managing the system. Mostly, we don't have any like urgent needs or anything, but it's always good to have a legal expert on our side. So if you know anyone who would be interested in like diving into the Web3 space and wants to hang out in a lovey-dovey community like we have, please send them our way so that we can build a bridge. And with that, I'll pass it to myself for Params. The Params working group, we meet every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Europe time. And we actually do not have this 4-hour hack session anymore. It's done because Parameter Working Group is almost done. We have one more feature that we're adding to the dashboard, and our mission has been complete. So we've done good. Thank you so much to everyone who has participated. We dish praise at the beginning, so I'll let it go. But man, I can't praise you all enough for the support in the Params Working Group. If you haven't seen it, the dashboard is on fire right now. We're actually still going to add one more feature, and that's what Vitor and Pedro are working on right now, is this making it so that you can actually add a funding request to the conviction voting app, kind of like how we have it in the bonding curve app. And there's a few other small fixes that are in the works as well. And if you have any suggestions, any ways that we can improve the dashboard, you're playing with it and you're like, this is broken. Oh my God, please tell us. Oh, you'll be my hero. Go to this. We have this link right here. You can. Oh, actually, no, this is the wrong link. But there's links in the Params channel, and if you see an issue, you could also just send me a screenshot or anything that you can improve. Feel free to just DM me directly, because we want to finish this job this week. This is the last week where we're going to be actively developing on the dashboard. So, super cool. And if you want to see our work in action, come to the Param parties. The best way to stay up to date on when those Param parties are, I mean, we have these sick flyers that major praise to Rodri for putting these together. But the easiest way to find these Param parties is by actually adding it to your calendar. You can crack open the slides and find the link here, or just ask in the Params channel, hey, where's that calendar link? Oh my gosh, I'll spam it to you so fast, because it's people are moving their Param parties once in a while, and we're very much a swarm. Lots of people are hosting Param parties in different Discords and all these things. So, and if you have a Discord that you'd like us to bring the party to, we can do it. This is a traveling party train. So, if you're already part of other Discords and you're like, this Discord needs to learn a little token engineering, bring us over, invite us, and we'll set up a call. Ideally, it would happen next week so people can get up to speed. As Tam said, the timeline is such that really after the next 10 days, the main proposals will be decided. So we want to get this hot and fast. And that's it. That's our show. That's the call. Thank you so much for enjoying our weekly gathering on Thursdays. It's always fun. And after this call, there is a nonviolent communication book club call, which is really fun. Awanka already mentioned that that's going to be cool. And that's in the DAO book club server. And if you want to come to a fun Param party in about an hour, after that call in the Params channel here, I'll be hosting a Param call. So thank you so much. And